brain lays down a pathway like a river finds its bed, and every time you travel it, it deepens in your head. You didn't choose the current, didn't choose the riverbank. You just followed where the water went and never stopped to ask. It's the gravity of old grooves pulling you back to what you know. It's the gravity of old grooves. The deeper the groove, the harder to go. It feels like home, it feels like truth. It feels like God and it feels like proof. But feeling familiar ain't the same as feeling free. It's just the gravity of old grooves pulling on me. Your daddy prayed a certain way. His daddy did the same. His daddy's daddy built a church and gave the feeling name. Generation after generation, worn into the field. What started as a living flame became a thing congealed. The scientist calls it neural pathways, grooves worn deep by time. The morphic field says the pattern lives outside of yours and mine. Both of them are saying the same thing in the end. You keep returning to the familiar like a river to its bend. It doesn't mean it's holy, doesn't mean it's true. It just means the groove ran deep enough to feel like it was you. Oh, it's the gravity of old grooves pulling you back to what you know. It's the gravity of old grooves. The deeper the groove, the harder to go. What if you stood at the edge of the groove just for a moment and looked at it from the outside? Not to destroy it, not to condemn it, just to ask, is this mine or did I inherit it? Is this truth or is this just what the field remembers? Before the first word of scripture was ever penned, a soul stood under stars and felt the pull begin. Not toward doctrine, not toward steeple, not toward creed, just toward the aching frequency of need. Then the groove got named and buildings rose around it, and the living flame got framed until they bound it. The pattern crystallized across 1,000 years, and the pull of it got stronger than our fears. It's coming through the song right now, a sound, the invitation just to look at what you found. Not to run from it, not to burn it to the ground, just to ask if it's a groove or holy ground. It's the gravity of old grooves pulling you back to what you know. It's the gravity of old grooves. The deeper the groove, the harder to go. But what if home was not behind you? What if truth was not a groove? What if the field was wide and open, and you were finally free to move beyond the gravity, beyond the old grooves, beyond the familiar, into something new? The river doesn't question the bed it runs in. The brain doesn't question the path it defaults to. The soul doesn't question the frequency it was handed, until it does. And that is the beginning. of everything.